This video is brought to you by
Cool green clothing coming straight up out of that DMV. You know what it is. This that Baltimore designer right here. Come on now, come and show some love and show some support. Go online right now, coolgreenclothing.com, and make your purchase. Oh yeah, by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way, and that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Let's get right into the story. Neighbors, we all have them. People in our community we live around. Some people have friendly neighbors who speak, come by, ask you how the family is doing. Other neighbors stay to themselves. They have no problem with no one. They might be cordial in the neighborhood, but choose to mind their own business and stay in their home. But then you got people that move in the community and feel like because they pay rent there, they have say-so over everything and everybody in that neighborhood. Everything irritates them, like you playing music in your own house, having to get together with friends and family. Some people are so weird, they feel like people around them should abide by their rules, even settling down at night when they feel things should be quiet. For the most part, it's petty. I'm sure all of us have stories of an irky neighbor, but unless you choose to move or buy a mansion in the middle of nowhere, having neighbors is something we all have to deal with. But the thing about dealing with other people, you just never know what somebody's trigger points and how they will react in certain situations. Something you might think is minor might be enough for the next man or woman to take a life over. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we'll be taking it just outside of Baltimore to Anne Arundel County to discuss the case of an up-and-coming boxer who was ambushed by his neighbor in front of his house. In June of this year, 27-year-old Isaiah Alubemi had created a beautiful life for himself. He was doing something he was passionate about and following his dreams. But let's take it back a little bit. Isaiah comes from a Nigerian family who came to the States and landed in New York, where he was born and raised in Brooklyn until about the middle of elementary school, when the family decided to relocate to Maryland. By middle school, Isaiah had gained some size to him and played multiple sports, including football, in which he excelled on the field. By high school, Isaiah was settled in to his new area in Anne Arundel County and making a name for himself in sports. Described as a team player, very competitive, with great energy. The young man would really find his passion at the high school though, when he started going to the gym and started learning boxing, in which he became good at very fast. Athletic and disciplined, Isaiah quickly rose up in the ranks in the DMV area. The young man won multiple championships to the point his name was ringing bells, and he would start fighting in other states as well. When Isaiah wasn't training or in the gym, he was with the love of his life, which was his son. Fast forward back to 2024, Isaiah was a family man. Always had his baby boy with him, whether he was at the gym or just out and about. He was always by his side. He expressed to friends and family how happy he was to be a father and that his son was making him a better man. Living in a nice neighborhood in Alderton, Maryland, having his son and his boxing career going up, as it seemed Isaiah was definitely on his way to go pro. It seemed he had solidified his place in the world and had a good life. One of his biggest problems would come from an unlikely source though, in his own neighborhood, in which he had a neighbor that lived a few doors down that always gave him a hard time. The man was 36-year-old Nicholas Giroux. Nicholas and Isaiah had a few run-ins for reasons unknown, but it got to the point Nicholas told Isaiah on multiple times on different occasions, "I will kill you." Thinking Nicholas was just an irky neighbor, Isaiah really didn't pay the situation no mind. Besides, he had fights to worry about and his son. But Nicholas' threats became more serious, to the point he would walk to Isaiah's house with a gun in his hand anytime a situation happened that he didn't like. On June 17th, 2024, Isaiah had just returned home from a fight in Michigan. It was a normal day. His family was home, and his sister, who did makeup tutorials, was recording a video. Isaiah was out front, and while recording, his sister heard multiple shots go off. Confused at first, until she realized what was happening, she stopped the video and ran outside. That's when she saw her brother, Isaiah, lying on the ground, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Witnesses and neighbors had already called police. They responded to the neighborhood to find Isaiah laying out front. He was rushed to the University of Maryland shock trauma, where unfortunately he wouldn't survive his injuries. People in the neighborhood, including his sister, heard up to 11 to 14 shots. Then a pause in between and more shots go off. Detectives got ring footage from neighbors that showed a white male shoot Isaiah multiple times before running away from the scene. It wouldn't take long to locate a suspect though. The next day, 36-year-old Nicholas was taken into police custody, where he admitted to shooting Isaiah multiple times and taking his life. He never gave a motive and was charged with first and second-degree murder. Isaiah's family and the community were devastated by his loss, and a vigil was held for the young man, in which everyone described him as a great man, father, and friend, who looked out for everyone around him and had big dreams that were cut short due to an angry neighbor. His family called for stricter gun laws and felt the shooting was senseless. His sister described that evening and hearing the shots and felt Nicholas was just waiting for a perfect opportunity. Nicholas led police to the gun, a 9mm, and he was held without bail. At his first court date, Isaiah's family filled the courtroom, and prosecutors stated it was a clear ambush and execution, as Nicholas shot multiple times, stopped, and then shot some more. Nicholas' attorneys claim it's more to the story, and at trial, they will reveal the reason Nicholas' hand was forced, and they feel the charges will be dropped. Family and friends are keeping Isaiah's legacy alive and hoping he gets justice. Rest in peace to Isaiah. I send my prayers and condolences to his family, definitely his sister who heard the shooting and had to witness her brother lying on the ground, and his son who has to grow up without a father who loved him dearly. It seems Nicholas is holding his motive for what he felt was necessary in taking a life to his chest and to trial. But I'm curious, what could have been that deep to make a man snap like that, walk down the street, and shoot his neighbor multiple times? But I'm gonna leave this one open for discussion. What do y'all think this was all about, fam? And have you ever had a neighbor that targeted you or your family, making threats or feeling like they ran the neighborhood? If so, how did you handle the situation? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, man, this was a crazy story. Rest in peace, that young man. Like I said, I send my prayers to his family. I'm interested in seeing what led up to this. No motive has been given, and Nicholas' lawyers saying they waiting to go to trial. But yeah, I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.